Hi children, welcome to digital classes. Today we are going for a topic landlords and tenants under the Britishers and the Nizam. In this lesson we are going to learn about the Jamindari system and Raitwari system and what are the development activities of agriculture took place during the period of Britishers. Next, about famines and the peasant movements in India and in some places of Andhra Pradesh and in Madras Presidency. In the about Jamindari system, what is the effect or what is its impact in the state of Hyderabad during the period of Nizam. Children, take your fair notes, all of you make note of important points, and if you have any doubts after completion of session, you can clarify those doubts from your subject teacher. Learning outcomes. Students explain about different methods of collection of land revenue during the British period. They compare the present administration with the past. They compare the steps initiated by the government for agricultural development. British rule in India. India was ruled by the Britishers for a long period. After they gained control over India, they wanted to extract or derive more revenue from Indians. For that purpose, what happened? This is the image which depicts the places occupied or controlled by the Britishers. They want to derive more revenue. How come they can derive the more revenue? That is the agricultural tax. The peasants are the source of land revenue. For that purpose, what they did is they have introduced a permanent settlement or Jamindari system. Students, we will learn about Jamindari system in the next coming slides. Look at these slides. Permanent settlement system was introduced in 1793 by the then Governor General Lord Cornwallis. Who has introduced the Jamindari system? It is the Lord Cornwallis. In which region he has introduced? Bengal. Then what is Jamindari system? The Jamindars were called for auction to offer higher rate of high tax amount to pay to the government. Whoever the Jamindar who pays higher tax is powered to collect tax from whom? From the peasants. These are the peasants. He is the Jamindar. He collects tax from the peasants. The collected tax to whom he will give then? He will pay to the king or the government. Here Jamindar plays a crucial post at the village level. What is his duty? He acts as an intermediary. Intermediary means a middle person between whom? Between the peasants and as well as the king. Whatever the orders or instructions from the king, he passes to the peasants, and what are the problems of peasants are brought to the notice of the king by the Jamindar. He acts as an intermediary. This Jamindar collects tax revenue and he submits to the government. During the course of his collection, the Jamindar, instead of collecting the specified tax, he used to collect excess tax from the peasants, but he used to repay or remit a specified amount to the government. The excess tax is kept with him, by which he became richer and richer. Jamindari system. What are the functions of a Jamindar? We will see in the next slides. Here is the picture of Jamindar, and these Jamindars, they had a band of soldiers. They had a band of soldiers along with weapons, and also they had few horses. The Jamindar used to reside in forts or in Telangana region they are called as gadis of the jamindars. This is the fort of a jamindar. We are going to discuss about various lands. Some of those are Khudkushant lands, landlords lands, farmers lands, and as well as tenant cultivator in the next PPTs. What are Khudkas lands? Khudkas lands are those lands, they are self cultivated lands. These lands are cultivated by the peasants or tenant cultivators or with the help of laborers. These lands are called as Khudkas lands. Now, once again I would like to tell what are Khudkas lands. The jamindar owned lands or the self cultivated lands of jamindar are called as Khudkas lands. These landlords, they too have some hundreds of acres of land. Those are cultivated by the peasants or by the tenant cultivators with the help of laborers. Those lands are called as landlord lands. Farmer lands. Farmer lands are those lands which are cultivated by the peasants with the help of laborers. Tenant cultivators are those cultivators, those who do not have land, they take lease of the land on a fixed rent or share of the crop of the produce. Those lands, those cultivators are called as tenant cultivators. What are the benefits derived by the jamindar and landlord? At the village level, the jamindar plays a very crucial role. He derives many benefits from the people who lives in villages. At the village level, they are cultivators, laborers and skilled artisans, rural artisans. All those people, they used to serve the jamindar. By virtue of his designation, the jamindar collects the land revenue from the peasant. By virtue of his designation, the jamindar collects the land revenue from the peasants. Villagers shall work in jamindar's field for 1 day at free of cost. In those days, jamindar orders the villagers to work in his field. If they are unable to do work, he used to harass them. The villagers, they used to supply free vegetables to the jamindar. Barber, he too used to render free service to jamindar and his family. Washerman, he used to render free service to the jamindar and his family. During festivals or occasions, the shepherds used to donate sheep to jamindar at free of cost. Free service of blacksmith, goldsmith. Apart from this, there were many rural artisans and skilled persons. They too rendered their services at free of cost. All these people, if they are unable to render, he used to harass them, he used to levy excess tax, he used to target them at the village level. These people are suffered by the jamindars at the village level. Result of jamindari system. Lord Cornwallis has introduced jamindari system in which region, Amma? In Bengal region. Then what is the outcome of that jamindari system? What is the result of that jamindari system? Here we are going to discuss or we are going to learn in the next coming slides. Jamindar decides what the peasant cultivates and the tax to be paid. He used to order to cultivate so and so crop and the tax to be paid by the peasant. Here we can observe in this picture, he used to collect tax from the peasant. In certain cases, he used to collect excess revenue than the specified. That excess revenue is kept with him, by which he became richer and richer. If the peasants are unable to pay the high tax, then what the jamindar used to do? He used to grab over their lands, and those peasants, without any alternative, they turned into agriculture laborers and tenant cultivators in their own lands. That was the position of the peasants in those days during the jamindari period. The jamindar at the village level, he used to exploit socially, economically and physically. He exploited the women in the villages. Here is a picture, a woman is exploited by the Jamindar. We are going to discuss is Raitwari system. What is Raitwari system? Is what is the, let us we will learn what is right. Right means a cultivator, Raitwari means peasant's tenure, peasant means farmer, tenure means a certain period is called Raitwari. We will go for the slides. Here we will learn what is Raitwari system, who introduced it. Raitwari system is introduced by Thomas Munro in the ceded districts of Madras Presidency. Raitwari system was introduced by Sir Thomas Munro in ceded districts in Madras Presidency. What are ceded districts then? Thomas Munro was appointed as a principal collector in 1800 in the ceded districts. There he had introduced Raitwari system. Before going to that, what are ceded districts? This is a very important question in our further career of study. Ceded districts are those Bellary, Anantapur, Kadapa and Kurnool. Here we will learn what are ceded districts. The first one is Bellary, Anantapur, Kurnool and Kadapa. These are in Madras Presidency. Here Thomas Munro has introduced the Raitwari system. What are the benefits through Raitwari system? The benefits derived from the Raitwari system is, during the Jamindari period, the Jamindar used to collect tax from the peasants and he used to remit to the king or the government. But in Raitwari system, there is intermediary is removed and the peasants directly pays tax to the government. That type of system is called Raitwari system. For that purpose, Thomas Munro, what he did is, he surveyed the land, complete land of that region. He has allotted a survey number and he issued a pattadar passbook, and the farmer should pay the tax according to the acreage of the land. Agricultural development activities during the British rule. There were some British officials who took certain steps for agricultural development activities during their period. There was a severe famine in 1833 in Andhra region. There was a severe acute shortage of food supply. Then the British officer Sir Arthur Cotton, what he did? He has constructed Dhouleswaram barrage, which was built across on the banks of the river Godavari, and it was completed in 1849 by Sir Arthur Cotton. Children, here one GK question for you. Who has constructed the Dhouleswaram barrage? It was constructed by Sir Arthur Cotton. In which year he has completed? In 1849. Dhouleswaram barrage is constructed on the banks of which river? Godavari river. Due to construction of Dhouleswaram barrage, the entire Andhra region became very prosperous. In the previous slide, we have learned in the year 1833 there was a famine. After construction of this barrage, the complete Andhra region became very prosperous and the farmers were very happy and they were thankful to Sir Arthur Cotton. Children, you can observe the Dhouleswaram barrage and here is the Godavari river. Are you observing it? This is Dhouleswaram barrage, constructed by whom? Sir Arthur Cotton. This English officer, he is helped by our first Telugu engineer Veenam Veeranna. This person helped Sir Cotton in construction of Dhouleswaram barrage. This is a GK question for you children. Next, Prakasham barrage was constructed over the Krishna river at Vijayawada in 1854. In the same manner, Prakasham barrage was also constructed on the banks of which river? Earlier Dhavaleswaram was constructed on Godavari. This Prakasham barrage is constructed over the Krishna river at Vijayawada in 1854. Here is Kurnool Kadapa KC canal, which was built after 1857. All these development activities of agriculture made these regions very prosperous, and there was a bumper crop by which the farmers were very happy and they were very thankful to the British government. Reasons for peasants felt in debt trap. What is debt? Debt means owing some money to others is called as debt. There are two reasons. The first one is high land revenue tax and export of agricultural produce in international market. Why the peasants were felt in debt trap? The first reason was high land revenue. The Jamindars, they used to collect excess tax revenue than the specified from the farmers. If they are unable to pay, what happened? Those lands were grabbed by the Jamindars. In such a situation, these peasants, they approached money lenders for payment of tax, due to which they felt in debt trap. And the second reason is export of agricultural produce in international market. The Indian agricultural commodities price was influenced by the international market. How it has happened? For instance, in the year 1860, there was an internal war or civil war in America, due to which the British cotton manufacturing companies concentrated on India for cotton. The Indian peasants were compelled to cultivate the cotton. In those days, the cost of 1 kg of cotton was 12 annas. Days passed away. After 2-3 years, in the year 1865, the civil war was ended. So many number of peasants in India, they cultivated cash crop like cotton in the place of food crop, on the expectations that they may reap huge profit. To their expectation, what happened is the civil war was completed in the year 1865, and the price of the cotton for 1 kg fall down to 6 annas, due to which the farmers suffered a lot and they were unable to pay the loans. So, they have approached the money lenders. Like this, they felt in debt trap. What is indentured labor? Indentured labor means labor transported abroad under force to work on plantations is called indentured labor. Generally, we all of us know what is the meaning of a labor. Any person who is willing to work for a remuneration is called as a laborer. But what is indentured labor? Indentured labor are those laborers, those who are taken to abroad. Abroad means what? To other countries, forcibly, not voluntarily, forcibly they have been taken and they are made to work in plantations. Those type of labor are called as indentured labor. Doras and peasants of Hyderabad state. Here Jagirdars. Jagirdars are the same as Jamindars in Andhra region. In Andhra region, the Jamindars used to collect the tax, but in Telangana region, the Jagirdars used to collect the tax from the people or from the peasant, and they used to remit the amount to the Nizam. Those people or those persons are called as Jagirdars. Next is Inamdars. Who are Inamdars? Generally speaking parlance, Inam is a Hindi word. Inam means gift. The Nizam used to give certain lands as a gift to few people. Those people were called as Inamdars in Telangana region, and the last one is Samsthanamdars. In Telangana region, there are few Samsthanams like Gadwala Samsthanam, we all of us know, and those rulers are independent. We will see the Gadwala Samsthanam. Here is the picture of Gadwala Samsthanam, children. Are you observing it? Observe it very carefully. These Samsthanams are ruled by Samsthanamdars. He is the Gadwala Samsthanamdars. All these people, they used to collect tax and they used to remit to the Nizam. Peshkash. The Jagirdars collected revenue from the lands under them and gave a small part to the Nizam as Peshkash. As we observed in the previous slide, there were Jagirdars, Inamdars and Samsthanamdars. All these three people, they used to collect land tax or agricultural tax from the peasants in the Telangana region, and they used to give a part of the amount to the Nizam of Hyderabad state. That part of amount is called as Peshkash. Have you understood, children? What is Peshkash? Peshkash means that part of amount which is given to the Nizam of the tax which is collected by the Jagirdars, Inamdars and Samsthanamdars. Sarf-e-Khas, the lands which are under the direct control of Nizam are called as Sarf-e-Khas. In the earlier slides, in the Jamindari system, we have observed that there were self-cultivated or owned lands by a name called Khudkas lands. Then what about in Telangana region? The Jamindar owned lands are the lands which had direct control over by the Nizam. Those lands were called as Sarf-e-Khas lands. Sarf-e-Khas. 11 famines occurred during the latter half of the 19th century. Generally, what is a famine? How it occurs? Famine means no rainfall or low rainfall resulting in shortage of food supply is called as a famine. India has experienced 11 famines in the half of the 19th century. What are the reasons for the famines? We are going to see in the next slides. The worst of all the famines was Ganjam famine. Ganjam is in Odisha state. The worst famine was in the year 1865 and 1866. What are the reasons? As I said to you, no rainfall or low rainfall resulting shortage of food supply. Apart from that, there were also few reasons why famines occurred in this region. The other reason was high taxation by the Jamindars, resulting in those days the tax was collected either in cash or in the produce of the share of the crop. For instance, if a peasant cultivates 30 bags of paddy in his 1 acre of land, 15 bags of paddy was taken away by the Jamindar, by which there was a shortage of food supply to the peasant, resulted in famine. The other reason is the export to agriculture commodities in international market. As I said to you in the previous slides that there was a civil war and the Indian cultivators, instead of cultivating food crops, what they did? They cultivated the cash crop cotton, due to which there was a low supply or low production of food grains, resulting in shortage of food supply, thereby it resulted to famines. These are all the reasons for famines in India. The Jamindars, due to their exploitation on the peasants, resulted the peasant movements. On this, they exploited the peasant in many ways, resulted the peasants to revolt against the Jamindars, which led to the peasant movements. Here we will see the slide, the peasant movements. The peasants suffered lot during the period of British and as well as Nizam, and they revolted against the Jamindars. The peasant movements, Deccan Riots of 1860, Rampa Fituri. In 1920-22, peasants of Awadh of UP protest against Jamindars. Deccan Riots in Pune of Maharashtra, you can see the figure children. Rampa Rebellion by Alluri Sitaramaraju in East Godavari district. Komaram Bhim, who fought against the Nizam, his slogan was Jal Jangal Jameen. He fought, Komaram Bhim fought against whom? Usman Ali Khan, the then Nizam of Hyderabad state. Uyalawada Narasimha Reddy, all these leaders or freedom fighters, they fought against the British in the favor of peasants. Mopla rebellion took place in Kerala in 1921. This is the protest of peasants against Jamindars in UP. These peasants, they conducted Kisan Sabhas and they participated in freedom movement. Here is a quick quiz for you children. Who introduced permanent settlement in India? Option A, Lord Wellesley, Lord Cornwallis, Lord Ripon, Lord Canning. The answer is Lord Cornwallis. Who introduced Raithwari system in India? A, Lord Dalhousie, B, Veenam Veeranna, C, Thomas Munro, D, Lord Lytton. Thomas Munro. Dhauleswaram barrage is constructed across dash river. A, Krishna, B, Godavari, C, Kaveri, D, Penna. Godavari is the answer. The personal jagirs of Nizam are called as A, Peshkash, B, Sarfe-Khas, C, Rusum, D, Patta. Sarfe-Khas. Rampa rebellion is related to dash. A, Saira Narasimha Reddy, B, Komaram Bhim, C, Sitaya, D, Alluri Sitaramaraju. Alluri Sitaramaraju is the answer. Which of the following is not a seeded district? A, Kurnool, B, Kadapa, C, Ballari, D, Srikakulam. The answer is Srikakulam. Drawing and mapping skills. Locate the following in the map of India: Hyderabad, Delhi, Madras, River Godavari. Evaluation. Explain different methods of collection of land revenue during the British period. Compare the present administration with the past administration. Compare the steps initiated by the government for agricultural development. Keywords: landlords, Raithwari, Jamindari, Inamdar, Jagirs, moneylenders, Patta. For better understanding of the concept, solve the worksheets. Please visit the official website of SIET for worksheets. In this topic, we have learned about landlords and tenants under the British and Nizam. In the next session, we will go for other topic. Thank you.